Hi, I am looking at doing a stamped concrete patio around our pool, but we're concerned about it being slippery. Our concrete contractor says he uses a seal that has silica in it, so it makes it not slippery. Is this possible? What type of seal do you use on your textured concrete patios that penetrates into the concrete?
All right, so that's two completely separate questions. The first question with respect to your contractor using a silica in their sealer, yes, it's possible to add a silica sand into the sealer so that it gives it some grip, some gription, so you don't have a slippery surface. Longevity is a bit of an issue, but it certainly is a solution. Understand that when you do how I term it as a full-blown stamp job versus a texture job, realize it's the same thing in terms of the fact that we're pressing a texture or a stamping shape into the concrete. The difference, though, is in a stamped job where you're doing specific shapes, you end up with a really irregular surface, which you would think wouldn't be slippery, but each of the individual stones tends to be really slick. So while you have all these shapes of stone, whether it's ashlar slate pattern or any of the brick patterns or all the different, even wood for that matter, you have this really irregular surface, but each individual piece is pretty smooth, and that's what makes it slippery. When we do the texture finish, it's all very irregular, and you don't get these flat, smooth spots. It's all very irregular, so it already creates a bit of a texture for your feet to grab to. And while we've gone through several different sealers, I don't think in our case that I have a quote-unquote recommended sealer to use. My only thing would be to use a regular gloss and not a high gloss finish sealer. Because if you look at a high gloss finish sealer, molecularly it's a lot more concentrated, so it's sealing that surface and creating a really slippery surface. There are some products out there that talk about matte finish. I don't know that that's any better or not, but it's all based on the volume and the amount of epoxy within the sealer as to how thick it is. And the thinner that it is, the more that it absorbs into the molecular structure of the concrete. So most regular base sealers that are non-glossy are probably okay for what you need to do. If you need something to create slip resistance, there are some silica additives. There may be some, I don't know, but there may be some sealers that already have it in it. Most of them, it's an additive that you can mix in with the sealer. We don't normally do that because the texturing process creates the texture that we need. We just need to seal the color in and keep it looking fresh. And that the sealer that we use, because it's not high gloss, doesn't create a film over the surface, and therefore it's not super slippery.